Hello and welcome to DataSunrise, a demo of AI score feature for sensitive data discovery in files. So this feature was created to help you confidently identify sensitive information by using neural network model. So let me show you how we can configure this sensitive data discovery in files. So this AI score in files will scan my local storage, but also you can use any supported file storage, S3 buckets, and so on. So this is a strategy selected by default, and the folder is selected here. So let me show you what's inside of this folder. You can see there are some bank information, some test information with different formats, CSV and JSON, for example, in Parquet, and also we can find here some potentially sensitive information regarding patients. And to identify sensitive information, we also can exclude some objects, but will not do that. And also we can choose specific security standards. So with specific security standards, DataSunrise will take into the consideration information types that make these security standards. So in my case, I selected multiple standards, security standards, and to show the AI score, the DataSunrise can help you in identifying the sensitive information in files. So I selected to appear on the report these AI score, maximum, and labels. Also, I can use the smart snippet, and also we can use them later when the report will be generated. Now, custom additional setting in this case is very important. We can show only changed, and in this case, this is the most important thing to turn on, which is enable AI score option. With this option enable, which is disabled by default, with enabled option, you can use DataSunrise AI capabilities. And this option is connected to the performance, and in this case, DataSunrise will use 4 threads to scan files. So this setting depends on a number of your CPUs and the power of your machine. Here we see the previous tasks which I run, and it took several minutes to scan some hundreds of files in all the subfolders. Now let's start the process. It will take some time. I will pause the video. As we see, it took some minutes to scan over 300 files. And now let's check the results. In the search results, we can click show. And here we have the information types, what actually was discovered. And also we can check for specific information types, like email, for example, discovered. And we see that this email is discovered in a particular file, and so-called virtual name, virtual column name, and the email itself here. Also, on passport information, for example. We also can check the right side of this table. We can additionally turn on this AI score, AI label, right? So because by default they are not shown. And for the file discovery, we can also see the AI score and what particular label is discovered by using the AI score feature. So we see that 100% certainty, in addition to the regular discovery in files by using regular expressions, discovered in this information, in this particular file. So in this case, DataSunrise also takes the contacts of defining in this case, this is a passport information, and additional information exists on the left, right? And DataSunrise uses as a hint. So if there is a passport information, the neural network will identify this as a pattern. Probably this is a passport, okay, and will apply the pattern. Then it will identify, okay, this is a passport with some level of certainty. In this case, this 100%. The discovery process is well sure that this is a passport information. Well, how we can use your own patterns and how you can customize the search So let me show you another thing. This is called DataSunrise configuration. In case of Windows, it will by default install in program files, DataSunrise database security suite, text recognition, and AI score. And here you can find the model itself. The model is an ONX Open Neural Network Exchange format, so you can also train your model if you want to use some specific language or specific attributes, information types. You can also configure this model and use it along with DataSunrise. So more information you can find in our manuals, and you can build your own criteria to search for some specific information. Okay, now we see that this discovery process can identify sensitive information inside of files by using neural network model. And in addition to that, I can show you how DataSunrise can speed up this process by using CUDA GPU. Here we have DataSunrise running on a system that has CUDA GPU installed, and the CUDA itself provides DataSunrise with an interface to interact with the NVIDIA GPU. And in this case, when this is configured, we can use this new item called additional setting. By default, DataSunrise uses CPU to leverage across all the files and uses ONX library. But when we have a CUDA installed and configured with DataSunrise, then DataSunrise will use this to infer information from files. You can use locally installed GPU or any cloud provider that supports such as CUDA GPU on clouds. Right. Now let's see how exactly the same data set with the same settings with thread pool equals 4 here, the enable AI scores here. The only difference here on the system is that it uses the NLP provider as ONX CUDA. Right. Now we see that there's a big difference in the duration here for the same amount of data. Now, if we start now, it will take just several seconds, and we see that right in the real time how fast it will be. Yes, the report is generated. Great. So we see it took just 10 seconds with the GPU. Actually, it takes almost 17 times faster than on when I only use only CPU. Now we're back to our CPU-based system and the search. Now let's see that action. Let's see that we have the action button here. Also, we have some list of errors, and in case DataSunrise cannot read some files, some binary formats, and then DataSunrise will take into the consideration explanation that this format may be identified. Well, and also the action download can help us to identify specific items. Let's check it here. Let's open up with Excel. So let's expand it. We see here every single entry here can help us to identify the sensitive item, sensitive information. And here also we have the information how DataSunrise made the decision based on what kind of context, right? And also, like in case of email, AI score here is as email. So DataSunrise identified the information with the context here as email in this file and provided the AI score or the certainty score to identify this information inside of files. Right? And DataSunrise, in this case, used this ONX model, and the model made a decision, okay, this portion of information is email. This way you can identify other types of information based on the settings and the model itself. What kind of benefits you can have with AI score in sensitive data discovery in files? So DataSunrise provides you the level of certainty to eliminate false positive when DataSunrise uses only regular expressions to identify sensitive information. So additional processing with this model provided with the software, you can identify your information more clearly and also minimize false positive results from the sensitive data discovery in search. Thank you for watching.